Hunter, what's up, gangsta?
Hey, how are you?
You know, I'm alive and kicking, and I guess that's really all that someone can ask for.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because it'd be real bad if I wasn't.
I mean, ideally, you'd be better than that, but at least
Bare
you're
minimum.
here. Yeah.
You know, these past couple weeks have been long and rough, so we're going with the bare minimum here. We're going with the base model life right now.
Well, as long as you can admit it, you know.
Yeah, that's about all I can do is just admit it. How you been, man? I know we didn't get to have an episode last week. What you been into?
Oh, just hanging out, just just making it. Physical therapy and whatnot, and just living la vida loca
La Vida Loca on your scooter.
on my scooter. Yeah, I've fallen off of it a couple times. Not I haven't like fallen on my leg or anything, but I got up to the top of the stairs and got on the scooter because I have a wheelchair downstairs, a scooter upstairs. So I got up to the top of the stairs and tried to get up on my scooter, and I went to push forward. And for some reason, instead of rolling, it buckled on itself, and the front wheels turned and threw me into the washing machine. I mean, I caught myself. I didn't go down, but I definitely fell a little bit.
Sounds like a cartoon.
So I was like, oh, man. And Gray thought I was mad at him.
Of course, because it's about him.
I'm like, dude, you literally just watched me almost die.
What did I do?
Nothing.
But yeah, thank you all for being a little patient with not having an episode last week. Had a little family emergency on our recording day. My wife was walking our dog and she slid down the hill after it had rained. For some reason, she was wearing those little foam flip flops that girls wear, and she came down on her wrist. So we had to take a trip to the doctor and get that all taken care of. And but I'll tell you what, she was pitiful. She couldn't open a bottle. She couldn't open like a bag. She couldn't do anything with that wrist.
No, that sucks.
Yeah, she was like, "Will you open the sandwich bag for me? I can't do it."
We're birds of a
Yes.
feather now. She and I, we've both fallen.
Yeah, you must have been a bad influence on her from that, because
Well, I don't know if we should take it that far. That's the last thing I need is being responsible for other people.
and you know, and you know, I feel bad for her, but it really inconvenienced me that week because I had to do all this
Oh,
other stuff. So really, this all came back to me being inconvenienced and having to do extra stuff. So thanks,
that
Hunter,
is that
for
is
causing this.
that is true partnership right there. Ooh.
Yeah, I love her. I want to take care of her, but it'd be nice if she just not fall. Love you,
That's
dear.
you're gonna get a stern talking to.
Oh, I'm not gonna let her listen to this. Oh no, babe. Sorry, we couldn't listen to this episode either.
Oh, it's corrupted. Oh
Oh
no.
no, don't check Spotify. uh, but yeah, and we'd also mentioned that this week we were going to have a guest on, but we had some technical issues and things getting him on. So we're gonna try to get him back in the future. But the series is coming. Don't worry, we're working in it, having some more guests on. But Hunter, why don't you tell us about your leg there?
The weekly legment. I'm
weekly
glad to
legment.
have some pretty good updates. Sorry, I was fiddling with my spit guard on my microphone. It's really a pop filter, but I call it a spit guard because I think it's funnier.
I like that name way better.
It's kind of like the sneeze guards at the buffet. You know that big. They should call it something else, man. They really shouldn't call that a sneeze guard. They should call it like the food preserver or something. Just sneeze guard implies that people are just all over that stuff, man.
Well, have you ever been to any of those super buffets and thing, man? The people you see in there, I feel like you sit down and it's like, man, I'm glad I got here before they did and got my food.
Yeah, I guess I've been there a couple times. It's more so I just repress that and I just kind of stare at my plate and I'm like, It's like the Chinese Japanese buffet place here. You know the one I'm talking about with
Yeah.
the really long name.
Yeah.
Boy, that place is good, but I feel like I'm at the state fair when I go to that place.
Buddy, it wouldn't surprise me if you go into one of the side rooms that they have, and they've got the thing where you throw a ring to win a goldfish. It's the Wild West in there.
It is indeed. But boy, they make some good sushi.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh! Oh, man, they have this. I don't know really what it's called, but it's like a crab bake, and you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
the
Yeah, it's kind of
seafood bake. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
kind of there in the back corner. So it has this crab meat, and it's got just an ungodly amount of cheese. Like I'm pretty sure those are the two main ingredients for this, and it's got some broccoli and stuff. But you just pick that out. But man, this thing is so good, and I can't have gluten, so this is one of the few things that I can actually eat there. And I tell you what, when we would go, I was getting at least 2 plates of that and some rice noodles. Man, they were just
hmm
oh, it. I know
I'll
that's a
never.
different nationality, but so good.
Oh, it's so good. I'll never forget my mom. I love her to death, but she is very picky when it comes to restaurants. Very, very picky. She's not ever ugly about it, but if something's wrong, she's not afraid to talk to the manager. And I don't
Yeah,
mean like a Karen type, like she actually
like a
she
Susan.
actually we Susan we would poke fun at her about it before all that Karen stuff became a meme, but I wouldn't describe her as a Karen because she doesn't do it just to be hateful. Like if there's an issue, she brings it up. So with that being said, she was visiting one time when I was an undergrad, and she asked me where I wanted to eat, and I said I really wanted to go to that buffet, and I said, but I know you're kind of picky about buffets. I know you got a big deal about cleanliness and everything, and I said, so if you don't want to go, we don't have to. And she said, no, let's try it. And we went, and it got a glowing review from her, which means a
Wow.
whole lot. So it was, I mean, that stuck with me because that it means a whole lot. So she was like, wow, this is really good. And I was like, sweet. But yeah, I love that place. I need to go back, but
Yeah.
it's
You
been
know.
weird with COVID. You
Oh yeah.
prepay.
Yeah.
They make you prepay, and then I don't know. It's just a little different. It's a little different with COVID.
Well, hopefully things are kind of opening back up. We got a few buffets here in town, and we went for Caroline's sister. She had a tennis banquet tonight, and we went, and their buffets are open, but they require you to wear gloves at the buffet when you're getting stuff. Great,
Yeah.
they put the spit guards over, like you said there, so you can't hack a loogie on it, but. Uh, I think things are opening back up, and I think you're gonna see stuff like that, kind of getting back to normal now,
Yeah, I
which is
really
good.
think so. The CDC has said recently that,
Hmm.
and there are there's a little bit of a gray area of what they mean by you're okay to not wear a mask here and here. They're like, you're good to not wear a mask except where you should, and
Sure.
people are like, well, what do you mean? But they've said that the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines have proven successful against
Hmm.
variants of COVID, which is what they were worried about.
Yep.
People were like, if I've got the vaccine, why are you making me wear a mask? And I mean, I heard, you can say what you want about the dude, but I heard it from his mouth. Fauci was like, listen, the only reason we're saying that is because we don't know about these variants that are coming from other countries. We got to
Sure.
test for that. Like,
Hmm.
and we'll let you know once we figure it out. But the good news is the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are holding up against those variants. So I think you're right. I think we'll start seeing some laxed restrictions, and things will start to head back to normal a little bit. But I think there are going to be people who hold on to the social distancing and the no inside eating as long as they can, because
Sure.
people are making money hand over fist, not having to wipe down tables.
Oh my gosh. That's one thing we were talking about the other day, me and Caroline, was, Chick-fil-A. I've said that whoever designs or who does the logistics for Chick-fil-A, that person should be a member of the government. Like,
Yeah,
man, there could be a line of 50 people and you'll be through in 4 minutes. It's
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 nuts.
insane. But you know, I understand. They want to. They have kind of that family atmosphere. That's kind of what they're branded on, and I understand why they're going to open back up. People coming inside, but man, they are when the one closest to me in Knoxville, they extended and built it's not like quite a gazebo, but it's almost looks almost like those pull through garages that people get, just the metal on top,
Yeah.
and they're really really long. So what they do is they have like 10 different um, cashiers out there, and what they're doing is they kind of start with your car and you work your way up, just driving through nonstop, just creeping, and they take your order, and then they take you to the end, and then they go back and get the next person in line. Man, they are. I bet that their profit margins this year are going to be astronomical. So it's places I don't. If I'm a small business, something mom and pop, and I decided to jump in, Grubhub or Uber Eats or whatever, it'd be real tough to just say, yeah, everybody come back in and spend your, you know, hour and a half or hour here at my table. And then I hope you leave so I can get someone else sitting at it. Because,
Yeah.
man, just being able to cook food and crank it out, not have to worry about cleaning so much of the stuff inside. Like you could probably cut the water off, go into the restrooms, like things like that.
Oh
I
yeah.
bet, I bet margins are going out of the roof this year. I mean, personally, me, if I had a restaurant, I would want people in there because being someone who likes to cook, I love the thought of seeing people eat my food. Like whenever I cook for Caroline, I don't eat anything until she takes a bite because I want to see her enjoyment with it. But if you're just like a business person, I would not let people in for as long as possible because man, you're making so much more money that way, so
Yeah.
much more. But if you people haven't seen what the CDC said there, they basically said that if you're vaccinated, fully vaccinated, outside and in open public spaces, if I understand it correctly, there's no longer a need for you to wear your mask or to social distance. And of course, county and state guidelines supersede that. But if you're going into confined spaces, they said you should still be okay, but it'd be better for you to wear your mask. And then, of course, if you're not vaccinated, you need to continue to wear your mask whenever you go in anywhere. Is that how you understood it?
That's what I understood. Yeah, but again, I would encourage anybody to who really wants to know. I'd say check on it yourself just to make sure because I could have heard it wrong or understood it wrong. So that's the way I took it.
Yeah, me personally, I always, anytime we leave, I still toss a mask in my bag or my pocket or whatever. And uh, I'm vaccinated and I feel comfortable. Everybody in my family's vaccinated. So if a place doesn't require it, I generally don't wear a mask. But if they do still require it, it's posted. Or if I go in and someone says, "Hey, can you put a mask on?" I'm not throwing a fit because I've said it from the get go that if it's your place, it's your decision. I think even if this wasn't going on, if they wanted you to wear a mask in there, then you should have to. But that's
Yeah.
my take on it. Anyway,
Well, that was
not to get political.
Yeah, that was a big rabbit trail off of the Legment, and I'm so sorry because I just started talking about sneezing on food.
Uh, but yes, back to that buffet, phenomenal,
Oh, so good.
so good. Yeah, if you know where we went, and once again, we're not going to say anything. You can just drive around the town and you can look for the sign with the longest name and that has the most words in the name, and you'll find it.
Yep. It's
But
great.
continue. Yeah, how's the leg going?
The Legment. So things are going really, really good. Still doing PT. I have noticed pretty incredible amounts of improvement every week. I've been walking with a walker and assistance like handrails and stuff. They've got me doing like basically lunges, and so I'm able to put like more than half my weight on the leg and push down on the scale. They give me a scale and I do lunges down onto it, and they measure how much weight I'm pushing down. Sure. And I'm able to do more than half my weight. And at that point, it's not like my leg hurts. It's like my knee is just like I'm tired of pushing, Yeah. So it's been good to improve like that. And I've been able to walk up and down the stairs in my boot slowly but surely. I've done that a few times, and I've been walking in the pool, and I've been able to walk in the 4.5 foot, which is about mid chest level on
Yeah.
me, and it doesn't hurt at all. So big,
Sweet.
big bits of improvement. I go back to the doctor on Thursday, and at that point, he should clear me to put all my weight on it, and that means I'll get to ditch the scooter.
Sweet.
And I don't know if that means I'm going to have if I'm going to start working with the walker or what. Really, the only thing that hurts on me is a muscular discomfort when I rock forward on the ball of my foot, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that before. But it's like a muscle pain of pushing down on that foot, and I'm going to have to build that back up.
Sure.
But everything else feels fine. Like I can put as much weight on it as they're letting me at PT, and it doesn't hurt. So
That's good, man. Two things from what you said there. First off, the way you started that, you sounded like you're 70, using your walker and getting around with the handrails.
Yep.
If I just heard that, I would think that you're a great grandpa.
My house looks like a nursing home. There's walkers and wheelchairs and scooters and all sorts of stuff.
Second off, I'm a little upset that you haven't at least found some way to install a fireman's pole.
I think that would break my lease.
I mean, no.
Fireman's pole.
Can you imagine? You just hop over on that from the top stair and just ride
Slide
that
on
down.
down.
So Hunter, we noticed that you've not had any improvement from when you were here a month ago. What happened? Oh, I stopped walking. I just slide down the pole whenever I go.
I just have a pole.
Yeah, dude, that's good though. I'm glad you're able to walk on it. That'll be real good, and I think you'll really see a quick improvement once you're able to go full weight bearing on it. Of course, it'll be we say it every time. You'll be like a newborn deer, but man, I think you'll improve exponentially once you're given the all clear.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that I can recover quickly, and just walking around as much as I can is helpful, and the more I do it, the easier it gets. And so I think that's what it's going to take, is just continuing to walk around and do daily stuff, and that's it.
I think too, I know me personally, I'm pretty flat footed, so whenever I'm barefoot, I tend to walk on the balls of my feet around the house. So something like that, once you're able to go full weight bearing, if you're barefoot more often than not in the house and whatnot, that'll probably help you too, because you'll just naturally lean forward on your balls of your feet, and that'll help your knee there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, glad you're improving there. You think the pool was the right move?
Oh gosh, I feel like I make more progress in the pool than I do at PT, and now they're going easy on me because the doctor's orders were to go easy on me. But I feel more comfortable in the pool, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. Is I'm not really worried about it. I'm not overthinking it. Like I can just walk and walk and walk, and it's really, really good for me. So
good deal, man. And swimming's about the best exercise you can do, so I wouldn't see why it wouldn't be great for your leg.
Yeah.
Good deal, man. Understand we don't have anything new on the candy front here.
No. Strawing On has been quiet for the last few moons.
I think the bad guys are probably scheming right now. The villains of the strawberry candy world.
My favorites are still they're right here, these Marco Polo ones, which it's funny because they're called Marco Polo, but on the wrapper it says they're the Elit brand, ELIT is how it's spelled. So I don't know if Marco Polo is just a distributor of candy, but you can buy them on Amazon. So beats me.
Who knows, man? Who knows with it? Okay, over under, since we've started this, and this is episode 10, if I'm not mistaken, and it's 10 or 11. We skipped 1 week. Over under of 100 pieces of strawberry candy. How many have you consumed?
I think it's over.
Wow. That's so much candy. Hunter, that's pure sugar
Not at the
candy.
same, not all at once.
That's so how many carbs are in each one of those candies?
I don't want to look.
I'm guessing like 5.
I say over, but maybe I'm exaggerating.
I don't think you are.
Serving size is 2 pieces. Carbs are 13 grams.
Oh my god. Hunter, that is so much candy. You're going to turn into a strawberry candy.
It's for science.
And I feel like that's how every great invention occurred, when somebody was like, what are you doing? You can't do that. Oh, it's for science. It's okay. It's for science. Me eating this candy. It's for science.
It is for science.
Oh, that is so
I don't know. It doesn't
candy.
seem like that much. I haven't. So
Of course it doesn't. It's candy.
I'll tell you this, if I don't know how many are in each bag, but I haven't finished the little bag of Marco Polo. I haven't finished those. Bree has helped me with the big bag of the Arcor ones, and that's still, we're still on the first bag of that, and I threw away the Dollar General ones.
Sure.
So we have yet to consume, and like I said, she helps me, what I would call 1.5 bags. So that may actually be, I may have overestimated, but that's where we're at.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just, since Bree's not here, let's just toss her as far under the bus as we can.
She loves them.
She's ate the majority of them. I have
I have for sure eaten the majority of them, but she helps.
Has Gray tried to help himself to any of them yet?
Well, of course, Gray tries to help himself to everything, but we don't let him.
What's his house, you know?
Yeah, we just live here.
That's why I'm convinced our dog is. He allows us to live in his house. The least we can do is give him some of our food when we eat.
That's right.
Wears me out, him sitting there begging. I could literally be eating like, I don't even know what the nastiest thing I can think of is. And he would just sit there and just look at me, begging for a piece of it. I could be eating raw lemons, and he would just sit there and be like, please give me some of that. I'm about to die.
Please, Father.
That's how he is, man. Dogs are just that way. It's like, I literally feed you probably more than I should, and you scarf that down, and you get a treat every night. It's not like you're underfed by any means whatsoever, but
yeah,
I guess it's you always want what you can't have, I guess, with dogs. Little mutts. So did you get talking there? Did you get you a new transformer there? Kind of hitting back from a couple episodes ago.
Yes, I for sure got one. It's kind of a big deal because it's a perfect version of the first one I ever had. So I got one for Christmas. It's if anybody knows Transformers, it's the Optimus Prime from Transformers Armada, which was around 2002. Was when that show was out, and so they've announced this thing. They announced it a while ago that they were going to make this perfect version of him, and it's not the official company. It's made by a third party company.
So it's Truckman.
Yeah, it's actually called Naval Commander is what the official name of it is. But everybody who looks at it will know that it's supposed to be Optimus. But I had been following this thing from the concept images, and I had a pre-order in before the gray prototype was revealed. And these companies will post their updates on Facebook. Like they're like, hey, we got the color samples in today. Here's what it looks like. Stuff like that. So I'd been following this thing for, goodness, it's probably coming up on a year. And there was an issue with my first pre-order. I ordered it through a retailer, and they kept pushing the date back, and I canceled that. And then I ordered directly from the manufacturer. And then turns out there was a quality control problem with one of their factories that they had to correct for. And so there was a little bit of a delay on mine. But it's here now, and boy, is it good. It's like super heavy. It's huge, and it just ticks all those boxes. It's a huge um, nostalgia experience of seeing this thing. And because I mean, I've still got my original one. Like I still have it from when I was a kid. It's one of the few that made it this long with me. But I've got them standing next to each other, and it's pretty cool. So we've reached the point where people my age are ready to do like high end collectibles of the stuff they remember having when they were a kid, and I'm really happy about it because it's cool to have a high end collectible version of something that you had when you were 6.
Oh, for sure. And I think that, that's in the same exact realm of, people that look for old game systems,
Oh,
things like that,
absolutely.
that they are always trying to find the Super Nintendos and the 64s. They don't buy the crap ones, the ones that were beat to death. They always go for the ones that can still play. So
Yeah.
I think it's in the same exact realm. And I think that's super cool. You're able to find that, you know, first one you had, or, one of the first ones. And now it's not plastic that breaks if you look at it wrong.
Right.
See, I remember growing up, if some of my buddies had Transformers, I I always had a bunch of Legos. I never had Transformers, but man, I was always so nervous whenever we'd play with them because the pieces, especially the small pieces that were like the hands or like the little guns that were on them, I always felt like I was going to break them. Or like where stuff clips down, I'd be
Yep.
like, man, if I just pull this too hard, this is snapping off, and nobody's ever going to forgive me because you're 8 years old and they hate you after that. So I was uh I was always nervous with that, but that's cool that they're able to, or that you're able to get that in high quality now, metal and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. So I won't go into too much detail about it, but I did a little write up and a pictorial review on one of my Discord channels, and it was cool to do that.
That's neat, man. Yeah, toss a picture of it in the video we put up, and let
Heck
people
yeah.
see what they're missing in the world of what'd you call them, masters? Is that what they were called? The high
Uh,
quality ones.
they call them the masterpiece.
Yeah. So let people see what they're missing out on in the world that they've never even delved into.
It's fun. It's crazy the engineering that goes into stuff like this to make
It
something,
is, isn't it?
because it looks like it. Not only does it have to look perfect in a vehicle form and a robot form, and this one has a super robot form, so it's got 3 different modes that it has to look perfect in, and the engineering involved in getting it from A to B to C, and it still being perfect and still being functional and still being articulated where you can pose him. I mean, it's just nuts. It's nuts some of the things they've come up with.
Some people send spaceships into space. Some people design these incredible transformers, man. But we're
Heck
all
yeah.
engineers.
That's right. That's right. I think I'd have more fun designing Transformers than I would sending things into space, if I'm honest.
Man, I've since I've been working, I've truly found that you have to be, because what we do. I mean, let's be honest. Sitting at the computer modeling all day, so boring. So boring.
It can get tedious.
Doing a bunch of math, trying to figure stuff out, sucks. It sucks. We just happen to be good at it. But if you can find that spot where you truly love what you're doing and you're still being able to use all the skills you learn, man, you found that sweet spot that I think everybody wants, but very few ever get to.
Right.
So that's the way I look at it, man. It's what you gotta find what you love, and it doesn't matter what you do. And once you find it, you it's one of those things you know you're there when you're there. I guess.
Right.
Philosophical moments with Cody.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I don't know if that's copyright or not, so I'll have to edit that out. But
Oh, okay.
all right, so one thing, the meat of this episode, and it probably won't be as long as some of our others, but one thing I've been seeing a whole lot, and you've been in this ecosystem a bit, but the new MacBooks that have come out, And sorry if you're not a techie or anything like that, but that's literally all that we know. So that's what we talk about. But I'm I built my own computer. I play games, run softwares, do all that stuff, and this thing is, it's not the highest end, but I built it and it does everything I need. It's a Windows computer. Man, these new MacBooks that have come out with Apple's proprietary chips, I've been looking at some of the benchmarks and reviews and things for those. Dude, they are absolutely incredible at what they're able to do. It has blown my mind. Like, I've always been a person going through engineering school. It was kind of the thing where if somebody had a Mac trying to go through engineering school, you kind of teased them a little bit because Macs just can never run a lot of the softwares that we need. But
Well, I don't know. I had a buddy who had a Mac, and he had his hard drive partitioned where he
well,
could run Windows on it.
partition, yeah, but you're running Windows that way. Like if you're running pure Mac OS, the software is usually at least a generation behind. So what I could get the brand new one the day after it comes out, most Mac users have to wait a while. Not for everything, but just for some stuff. But for a daily driver machine, something that you're doing your word processing, I edit this audio so I could do it on there. Video editing, like what you do, man, the only computer that I have found in any review that is able to even compete with these new MacBooks, and this is even the MacBook Air, not even the Pro models, are these like 10-pound, 17.2-inch gaming laptops. And those
Yeah.
things they sound like a leaf blower when they're running, and their battery is about 6 minutes before you have to plug it in. But man, these Macs are able to blow every single Intel based laptop out of the water, and the battery life on them's like 14 hours. It is absolutely absurd. And going back on, in high or in college, I always said, uh, I'll never own a Mac because I can't use it. But since I have my PC here where I can run my beefy stuff, dude, I'm really considering saving up to get one of these new MacBooks. That might be a sin in engineering, but I'm really considering it. These things are just workhorses.
Well, I'll tell you, and if we can put aside all the ethical concerns about what a giant corporation like Apple is up to, as
Yeah,
we know,
forget that.
yeah, that's
Not
just
not
that's
not important.
that's something real easy that we can just brush aside real quick. But
Yeah.
the the point is, there's a bunch of big corporations in this world, and they all are up to some shady stuff. But if we're just gonna look at Apple at its base end product, not so much how we got there, but what the user experience is like. I have always thought. Now, I'm not a fan of the constant push and need to upgrade. I really hate that. And they got caught throttling their
Yep.
throttling the updates so that your phone would perform lower than needed. So you would be encouraged to buy a new phone. I hate that, but I built my own PC and I use it for everything. But if I'm talking like lifestyle technology, something that I keep with me throughout the day, the user interface on an iPhone or an iPad or a MacBook for basic functionality. And what I'm talking about is basic internet browsing, sending messages, making phone calls. And I like the Apple Watch. I've got an Apple Watch. So, things like that, your day-to-day technology use, I just think Apple is the best for it because it's so, not only are we used to it, but I think it's pretty clear how it works.
Oh yeah, I always made sure that after the very first like smartphones that came out, I made sure that my dad, as soon as it was possible, that he got an iPhone, just because they're so much easier to use.
Yeah.
You know, and he's not tech illiterate or anything, but us, as soon as we get a phone, we're playing with it and figuring it all out, and he
Yeah.
just doesn't do that. So iPhones they're just so simple, and dude, like you said, their their ecosystem is so good so that your watches work so well with the phones and everything like that. The one thing that always pushed me away from it, and I've had an iPhone, I enjoyed it, but I found that the computers, never had one, but most people you see with them 4 or 5 years down the road, they're still using that laptop. And I know they're very expensive, and that's why most people do, but the laptops and the desktops seem to hold up, fairly well considering. Obviously, you're paying the Apple tax for stuff when you get it, but
Yeah.
the quality, the chassis all metal, the components, they just do it really well. But it's like you said, man, the thing that pushed me away from that ecosystem was that the phones just don't seem to last, one, speed wise, two, battery wise. In my experience, they just don't last as long as Android phones. And that was the thing that always pushed me away from it. But I'm afraid what's going to happen is I'll get the Mac and I'll love it, and then I'll become a fanboy and become the very thing I swore to destroy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think once I got caught, the phone situation has been a little bit better, but um,
And I had the iPhone 6, so this was a billion years ago. I mean, I'm sure
yeah.
things are better now and everything, but yeah.
I went from a 5 to I had an Android for a while and didn't like it. So I went from a 5 to an Android, and then I got an 8 plus, and now I'm in an 11, and I really like that. I bought Bree a 10R for Christmas. She got a yellow one, and she really likes it. So far we haven't had any major issues, and I've been using mine. Mine's almost 2 years old. I think just in these next few months it will be officially 2 years old, and I'm not having any issues out of it.
That's good. If that's the case, I love the Apple interface. I absolutely love it. I think that it is so simple to use, and they designed it just, oh my gosh, so well, so streamlined with everything. And
Oh yeah.
uh, the ecosystem, like I said, you just don't have that with any kind of Android phone. I have a Samsung. If I have a Samsung laptop also, but it's you know they're completely standalone things. It's not like I just hook them up together and I just go back and forth and it's a seamless transition. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm afraid that this Mac is just so much better, and my laptop's like 5 years old, so it's coming up on time for an upgrade. But I'm afraid I'm gonna get it, dude, and I'm gonna love it.
I mean,
I'm gonna love it.
if you're if you're wanting to do audio editing and like just like I said, basic internet browsing and stuff like that, I don't think that you're gonna struggle with a Mac.
Oh no, and it's super cool because the new ones I even saw, the Air, they're completely fanless. Who would have ever thunk of that? They have no fan in them, and you get phenomenal peak performance. And obviously, because it doesn't have a fan, it's going to get a little hotter than what the Pro would get with a fan. So your total performance is going to kind of bottleneck there, thermal throttle. But man, it's still, even with all that, so much better than everything else on the market.
See, I just couldn't get over. I thought about getting one of those without the fan, but I just couldn't get over the idea of having to wave it around when you used it.
And that's the podcast, everybody. No, no, dude, they're pretty incredible. They Linus Tech Tips, they did the heat gun on it and everything, and or thermal gun, and uh, it was bearable. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to go and run like a 2 day simulation on something like that. That's why I'd use my PC for. But just for being a daily driver, doing editing, and I feel like Ma- Macs and things like that are just kind of really geared towards the creative side of things. So all the
Yeah.
softwares, we use Ableton, or not Ableton right now, Audacity to record or to edit and everything. And when we get to that, I wouldn't even have to use this, I don't think. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I could just use GarageBand or whatever. So just integrated and everything in it. So I don't know, man. It's they're pretty incredible. Even though I know in July or in June, whenever they have their next event, they're going to come out with the new chips because these are the first generation ones, the M1 chips. But I'm I think I'm going to start saving now for it, dude. I think I'm
There
going to
you
get
go.
one.
Yeah, but can it run Crisis?
Yeah, I'll say this: this will not be a laptop that is used for gaming at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try to do that stuff on them, and if that's what your goal is for them,
Build a PC.
yeah, dude, just I would personally, if you have to decide between those two, build you a PC and then save up and get you a Mac or something like that if that's what you want. But yeah, the Big Daddy stuff is going to be done on the PC. But
Right.
dude, they're so light too. They're like 2.3 pounds or something like that. Like you don't even notice that.
That's nuts.
I bet I carry more weight than that in my pockets every day.
Yeah.
So uh, yeah, they're pretty neat, man. I'm one of those people that whenever I find something like that, I get fixated, and I watched 50 reviews, and they've literally all said the exact same thing. But I'm like, I better watch this one more just to make sure with it.
Gotta make sure it's right.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, if it is, since you've already got the iPhone and you got the watch and everything, I know you said you got rid of your iPad, but dude, it might be something to look into because I mean, the way I would go about it is probably get the Air. I'd get, of course, upgrade the RAM on it because 8 gigs of RAM just in today's time isn't anything.
Yeah.
And then just what I would do is just buy an external SSD because they've got the Thunderbolt or the USB 4 ports on them, so you can get that for half the price of what it would be to upgrade, 512 versus a terabyte SSD. So I think that's going to be the play, man.
Well, that might be the best way to do it. I really like how the ecosystem is all linked together. Like right now, I've got a watch, a phone, and an Apple TV. That's what I have. And like we were in the kitchen cooking tonight, and we were watching. I'm watching How I Met Your Mother right now for the first time, and
Good show.
It's a great show. And
be on the
Bree
lookout
was
for
like,
a TV show episode.
yeah, right. Bree was like, "Hey, I can't find the remote for the Apple TV. Can you pause it?" And I just like boop 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 on my watch, and then it was paused, and it was just so easy. That's my favorite part is how easy it all is to integrate, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I just really like it.
And there's a lot of stuff like Caroline. She's a teacher, so her room has a Apple TV in it. So she got an iPad for Christmas or a birthday or something last year, and that's what she does all of her prep on, her work on, and she can just cast it right to the smart board because we live in a lower income area here, so these smart boards are probably the same ones that were there when I was in elementary school. So they are not; these are the ones that have like the four styluses that are on the front of it that never are synced up or anything like that. So
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny, just side trailing here. I when she first moved into her classroom, the IT they have like one IT person for the county, so I'm I'm pretty tech savvy, so I went in there and I hooked all of her stuff up and I did it the best way possible and everything and uh could not get her smart board and stuff like that to work.
Aw.
It's just I mean, obviously it'll come on, but it's just so old and outdated technology that, you know, in college we use those Wacom tablets. That's what all the professors used, and
Yep.
I mean that's the future of everything. Just having those little adjustable desktops that you can just write on, and it projects it up. That's the future where everything's going. But her being able just to use her laptop or her iPad for everything, oh, that made my life so much easier because I was literally going to have to find like 6 different adapters to hook into this dinosaur of a computer that she has and everything. And her having that, man, she does all of her prep on it. She does her Google Classroom on it. She does, like I said, she can just cast it up to the TV as she writes. It shows it. So man, it's just so nice, like you said, just being able to do all that from like your device.
Yeah, it's
Everything
pretty cool.
just casts right up. Yeah, I told her, I said, I really hope that you don't have to move classrooms this year because I have your room set up about as good as it could possibly be. And I really don't want to have to do this all again.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Oh, man. I couldn't tell you. Like, she'd be there and going and getting stuff and putting posters up on the wall and setting the room up the way she wanted it. And I was laying on my back under her desk trying to sift through the rat's nest of cords that I had to find some way to jerry rig to to get them to work the way that was most efficient. I mean, of course, you can use like a VGA input, but who wants to do that?
Nobody.
Nobody, because those suck. But yeah, her doing this, dude, don't have to worry about any of that. So I can just imagine, in the future, if I'm, I think Apple TVs are probably something like that's what most workplaces are going to end up having, those sort of things.
Absolutely.
And where most places give out computers now anyway, if you have a PC in your office and whatnot, it'd be so much easier just to be able to cast something right up for a presentation and things like that. And you never even have to leave your seat for it,
I've had experience with, like, in terms of home streaming. I've got experience with Roku and Amazon Fire Sticks and the Apple TV. And the Apple TV is by far my favorite. It was so easy to set up, and the screen mirroring is incredible. At work, we have this thing called ClickShare, and it hardly ever works. And it's supposed to be really, really easy. Like, you plug this USB dongle into any computer, and you hit a button, and you should be able to put your stuff on the TV. But it just, I don't know what Apple's done, but they've just managed to get that integration just perfect. And like with the AirPods, I've got AirPods too.
Okay, fanboy.
I know. It's just because I'm so wealthy. I love that. That's the stupidest thing about the whole Apple like fanboys is they think that I'm so wealthy. Like, literally everyone has an iPhone and everyone has AirPods. They ship them on pallets. They're not exclusive. Calm down.
But the wealthy people have the AirPod or Air Maxes or whatever they're called.
The big over ear ones. I've really thought about getting those because I have the AirPod Pro buds and they kind of hurt my ears a little bit. But the sound quality is incredible. Oh, it's so good. And the noise canceling, I was like, oh, whatever. Noise canceling on earbuds. No, it's nuts. Like, it is crazy good. But anyway, like, when you pop the AirPods in, they go boom, boom, and they're connected. And I've just had so many issues. Like, I have a Bluetooth radio in my car, and it works like 2/3 of the time. But you pop an AirPod in, and it's like, all right, we're good. Let's go.
Oh, I see your phone is on the other end of the house down there in the laundry room. We're connected.
The range is nuts, too. Like, I've gone to the bathroom at work and forgotten my phone, and I've still been able to listen to my AirPods when I'm away from my desk.
That's wild, man. It's incredible, that stuff. Like, being able to have noise canceling in headphones or in earbuds, that's insane to me.
Yes.
I bought a pair of Sony headphones, and those are what I use for music and for editing and stuff. And they're, I splurged a little bit on those, so they got the noise canceling, bass boost, all that crap on them, and I love those. But man, if I could do that with just a pair of headphones, get out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man. I quite like it. I honestly have thought about getting the over ear ones too, because I like wireless over ear stuff. Mm-hmm. And if I could use those as headphones at work and then also use them here, because I'm so tired. I have a wired headset right now, and I've come this close to snipping the wire off like 3 times because I'm so over it pulling, and like, I'm sure you've heard it fall a couple times. So I just think it might be time to upgrade. And I don't know if my computer has Bluetooth. I can't remember if I put it in or not, but it wouldn't be hard to put a Bluetooth module in it. And then I could just use those as my headset. So I'm thinking about getting some of those.
Man, you'll have to give us a review from the wealthy perspective of things. That's not how they are.
I shall cast down my wonderful opinion from somebody who's able to purchase the things that literally everyone else has. I don't even know how much those headphones are. I'm
Oh,
gonna
dude,
Google it right
they're
now.
like a grand or something stupid.
There's no way they're a
I don't know, but
grand.
they're really expensive.
Let's see. I'm curious. I know they're having trouble selling their HomePod. There they are, AirPods Max. Big old. I mean, they don't look. You can get them in gray, and that's pretty dope. You can get them in
Yeah.
blue.
Oh, so you can come in that
They're just $550.
pocket change for a guy like you.
I know. Oh my heavens! No, the gray ones are that's cool looking. I like those.
That's
You
sweet,
get free
man.
engraving though. You can get some engravings.
Yeah, that's how they justify the
Slow your
price of
roll
stuff.
there, bud. I'm in.
Only $550, man. You're getting them tomorrow.
Yeah, I've really thought about it because I mean, I really like the AirPods, but they hurt my ears, and I really like over the ear stuff better. And it's not knocking the design. I don't really do well with any earbuds. Maybe I'm just sensitive in terms of ears, but
I'm with you. I would much prefer to have over ear headphones. I think that they stay better. You can kind of jump around and do all that crap with them,
yeah,
and generally, I mean, obviously your charging pack has some more, but they're going to last longer,
Yeah.
So, and they can fit better stuff into them anyway. So your sound quality, it's got to be better, unless they're just
Now I'll tell
garbage.
you, I don't often put in both of them at work. I'll usually just put in one or the other, and it's
Mhm.
good to swap. Like I'll start the morning out with, for example, the one in my left ear, and then once that gets low, I'll swap it for the right one. And so I hardly ever have them both in. So if I bought the over ear ones, you don't really get that option. So
Yeah, well, that might be something handy to keep around the house if you're just kind of you just have one in your ear or whatever for
yeah,
background noise and whatnot. But yeah, man, I think this conversation with therapist Hunter, I think this has swayed me. I think I'm gonna wait till the new chips come out, but I think I'm gonna get one of the new Macs, dude. They're
there you go. You're
they're
so welcome. I'm telling you, their new iMac looks pretty cool. It's like really.
does it ever?
I mean, that's half of the fun of Apple is it just looks cool. I
It looks
understand.
cool.
I understand how that is waving keys in front of a baby. Like I get that. I know that's what they're doing to me, but I'm like, I just like it when technology looks nice.
What's kind of goofy to me though about Apple stuff is that I went on just browsing around and I specced out a Air, a Pro, and the iPad Pro just to kind of compare prices because
I had an iPad Pro, and I did not notice anything crazy about the features of the iPad Pro. So if I can interject right here, I would say I'd stay away from something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at it, seeing if it, if it was a $500 difference, then sure, I could make do with it as just a daily driver thing. I'm not having to run simulations like in college anymore, so
Yeah.
that's not a big yeah.
Well, even then, like,
nightmares are coming tonight.
jeez, you remember I had the iPad and I was using it for notes and stuff, and I had the Apple Pencil and everything, and even then, I very quickly was like, I wish I got a Surface, just because the iPad's not really. And I had the Pro, and I had a Bluetooth keyboard, and I had everything. Like it was basically a little laptop. It just didn't do it for me. It was great for watching YouTube and browsing the internet on a big screen, but like everybody else who had a Surface, they were doing stuff a lot easier and they were navigating things a lot quicker.
Because that's what I used in college was a Surface.
Yeah, I wished I'd have got a Surface instead of the Mac or the iPad Pro for college.
But here's the thing: the iPad with everything that you need, because you need the keyboard, you need the pencil, it was more than what the Air was going to be.
Yeah, see, that just doesn't make sense to me.
When I did that, I thought that I had gotten the super extra iPad Pro model and got it where it would talk to me, but it it was more expensive than the Air. How is a tablet more expensive than a laptop?
I don't
That
I don't know, but I'll tell you,
makes
as
no
somebody
sense.
who used an iPad Pro, and I don't remember. Do you remember when I got it? It was definitely, I used it all of grad school, and I
Yeah,
also used it, I think, my senior year. So I
I
had
think
it
it
for,
was then.
I think I definitely had it for 2 years, maybe three. And I just, if somebody was to ask me, and actually my sister did the same thing because she was like thinking about getting a MacBook, and I said, you're really going to want something with a little bit more functionality. Like the iPad is great to sit and look on YouTube, but I struggled with it. Like I struggled using it for engineering and like just I was trying to take notes and stuff with it, and I was trying to use what was it that one professor used? It's a Windows, it's like a Microsoft Office thing. You can draw on it and
Oh, OneNote.
OneNote. Yeah. I had the
That's
OneNote app, but
because on the Surface, that's what I used from my probably second half of sophomore year on through grad school. I used a 2-in-1. I had a Pro, and then I had my Samsung one that I used for the last 3 years.
oh yeah.
Uh, but that was what I used was OneNote for everything, and the Surface has that gigantic screen on it, so it was good for taking notes. But yeah, it would be tough because did you have the 11-inch model?
The iPad, yeah, I had the smaller one,
Yeah,
the
dude,
smaller Pro.
that would stink trying to trying to take notes on that thing.
Well, and see, like I was trying to decide if I wanted the bigger one or the smaller one, and I thought if I get this big one, I'm not even going to be able to carry it around. It's going to be huge. It was cumbersome to carry around the iPad and the case and the keyboard and all and I had a pretty heavy duty keyboard and case because I didn't want to drop it and break it, but
Drop
you know,
that band and break it.
drop it like it's hot. But yeah, like it was weird because I didn't want the whole package to be huge, but I could have done with a bigger screen. So I don't really know. I don't really know how to deal with that, but
That's how it is, man. The one thing that I'm kind of torn about with it, the biggest thing is that stupid touch bar.
that is the most gimmick
Uh,
laden, unnecessary thing. It is just not. They're like, hey, look. It's like, no, give me actual functionality, please.
Caroline came in here before we started to record, and she saw I was watching some reviews, and she's like, "Oh yeah, did you know that the ones that have the touch bar that you can have? They call them like touch bar pets or something, and you like take care of them on your touch bar." I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I had the same thing. It was called a Tamagotchi, and it went on your keychain, and you pushed 3 buttons, and you took care of it.
See, my mind goes, if something on that's going to break, it's going to be the touch bar.
Oh heck yeah!
And then you have no volume, you know.
Yeah.
Because my understanding's correct, the entire function row is the touch bar, and I'm like, man, why would you even put that in there?
So they put it in there so it would break, and you'd have to buy another one.
But once you've had the Pro, you can't downgrade to the Air, so you have to buy another Pro.
No, otherwise you're a plebeian.
Yeah. And whenever you go to get it repaired, because heaven forbid you ever try to take it to a third party to get it repaired, we can't fix it. You have to get a new one.
Yeah. I've sworn that from now on, whether it's an iPhone or an iPad or a MacBook, eventually I'll upgrade my iPhone. Hopefully not until this one catches fire and many years from now dies a slow and painful death. But if I was to buy any more Apple stuff, I'm going to stay away from the Pro because not only have I not really noticed a difference, like
we bought camera,
whatever. We bought a base model iPad for my work, and I was thoroughly impressed. I got to sit and play with it for a while. I was thoroughly impressed with it versus my iPad Pro that I had. And so I'm like, why am I spending all this extra money? Why am I, looking for the more expensive model when really I don't need that. I don't need it. I don't need the phone Pro or the iMac Pro or the iPad Pro. I don't need any of that. None of the stuff I do requires that level, and even then, requires the amount of money you pay for it to really not be that much better.
I mean, honestly,
So-
I feel like with the Pro, the biggest thing. I mean, I think it had like another gig of RAM or something in it.
It's really
But-
not that different.
But you get like an extra camera or something stupid like that.
Who
But for the-
cares?
But yeah, if you're needing a camera, take the money that you would be spending on that Pro, put it into a savings account, save up for a couple months, and then go get you a real camera. you know?
I don't understand. That's what I think, and that's why I quit buying the Pro models of iPhones. Is really the only difference is, oh yeah, there's a camera. It's a better camera. Like I take pictures just fine. I don't need. I don't need the top of the line camera because all you're going to do is a year from now you're going to be like, listen up, that old camera, crap. Look at this. Like it's all just smoke and mirrors
Oh,
about the
you know why?
cameras.
You know why they do that with the cameras and stuff, don't you?
To sell.
Because every time they go on their event that they have in September, whenever it is when they release the new phone models, they have all these super awesome cameras, and it's like, this camera can take a picture of the craters of the moon, and everybody's like, you know what? I've always wanted to be a moon photographer. This is my time.
Ooh.
I need that. I need that extra camera, and then nobody needs that extra camera.
No.
I mean, I found a few. I'm gonna say gimmicky, but niche artists that they'll do like all of their photography and stuff is all from like an iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's your job, I could see why you would need that extra camera. You know, if that's your thing, that's your career. But for the average Joe like me, I'm not taking iPhone pictures for a living. You know,
No.
I take a picture of Caroline with our dog. Like that's about the extent of my picture taking. So
And think about this. How many times have you seen somebody share a photo or somebody has shown you a photo and it's like, it looks like it's been taken by a potato and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. I have the iPhone 11, not the 11 Pro. Like it's not that different. Nobody's ever been like, oh, I'm so sorry. My vacation photos, it's pretty noticeable that I took it on an 11 versus an 11 Pro. You can't tell. You can't.
And honestly,
it gets me so worked up.
The stuff that people take pictures of, nobody ever really sees that. like we'll be doing something. Me, Caroline, and the dog go for a walk. He'll do something silly, and she'll be like, "Oh, take a picture of that." And I'm said, "Why?" Well, because I want the picture. I said, "No, you don't. You always say that, and then in 2 weeks, I have to go through and delete all these pictures that I took." like they never see. The only eyes they ever see are mine. So we don't need this.
It just makes no sense. I don't understand the hype around the cameras when, like, I've not once heard anybody be able to call out, oh, you used so-and-so model iPhone taking this. Like, no, nobody's ever said that to me.
I'm sorry, we can't accept your photo, sir, but this was only with an 11.
Yeah, Walmart.com is not rejecting people's Christmas cards because he took it with an iPhone 9. They didn't make a 9. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Peasant with your iPhone SE. Are you kidding me?
You know what, sir? You're now banned from this store.
Yeah, no. It's not happening. It's just this illusion of superiority, and it's not real.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a photographer, and I'm going to use this iPhone and do it. No, you're not. Buy a camera. That's what it is, man. That stuff's been what's really kept me from jumping into the iPhone world. That and the durability that I had in the past, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. Oh well.
Because people are always going to do that, man.
The world shall keep on turning, and it'll just get worse. So it's just grin and bear it.
Yeah, dude. Apple's that luxury brand, and
makes no sense.
That's what everybody wants, and I don't think that's ever going to change.
Yeah. I don't understand how they're a luxury brand when I can walk down the street and there's a homeless dude sitting there on his iPhone. Wait,
Where did you even get that?
I'm so confused at how it's a luxury brand. I don't know. Somehow they've convinced people that it's a luxury brand while also being one of the most common phones on the planet.
Yeah, that's what's wild about it. Because I'll watch the dude that drives away in his brand new Porsche or whatever with his iPhone, and he passes the guy that's sitting there between the medians, and he has his iPhone. Like,
yeah, yeah. I don't get it.
Makes no sense at all. But as the kids say, it is what it is.
It is what it is. We've all been tricked.
But yeah, full circle. I think I'm gonna get a MacBook.
Wait, it's good for you.
We'll see how it goes. I have this problem, and a few people might face it. I have this problem of spending money. So, yeah. So it literally causes me like physical pain to think of spending that much.
Same here.
I've always been that way. Like whenever we go Christmas shopping or something like that, oh my gosh, I can physically feel my blood pressure rising, and that's not even possible.
That's
my shoulders are all drawn up, and
Bree and I had this same conversation today because I can't drive right now, but when I will be able to, like the seats in my Mustang desperately need to be replaced. They're in really, really bad shape. But knowing how much it's going to take, and it's really not that much, but knowing how much I'm going to have to spend to replace the seats, even though I know I need it, I told her, I said, it's kind of like in a video game. You know how when like areas are locked and you have to complete other side quests to get into this area?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. I'm like wedding, honeymoon, house. And then I think I might be okay to spend money on the car. But
maybe.
Like the seat's ripped open and the foam is like coming out and like there's a noticeable hole and it hurts my back. But I'm like, I just will not spend money on these car seats.
Builds character.
Literally.
I'm with you, man. My car finally just crapped out on me. So
the Prius?
Yeah, dude. The Prius, the hybrid sale went out in it, so
no.
I'm gonna replace that and sell it. But I bought a car for my parents, and I already had some money saved up, but I had to take out. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it was a small loan. Like it was one of those where they told me that I really didn't even need any kind of like gap insurance on it. Like
it was a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah. But the entire time I was going through like applying for it and everything, I could just feel my shoulders getting closer to my ears from just my body just drawing up, and my breathing was like so it was stressful, man. I hate spending money like that. It's the worst, but you know, you got to have stuff. So
yeah,
gotta have stuff. That's the world we live in.
That's the world we live in.
But yeah, that's my take, man. You got any other questions, comments, cussing, or discussing?
No, I think that just about covers it.
Well, so I'm gonna need you to go ahead and buy one of the MacBooks before I do, and let me know how it is, and then I'll jump in after.
I'll tell you what, you give me your credit card, and I'll go ahead and order it and review it for you. And if it's good, I'll just go ahead and send it your way.
All right, my credit card's in your wallet. It happens to have your name on it. Dude, let's just save us both some hassle and just go grab Breeze real quick.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Just don't tell her. Tell her it's for an early Christmas present for me.
She'll be totally fine with that.
You can tell her that's my payment for officiating the wedding.
Yeah, that'll go over.
We just won't tell her till it's done, you know. I'm glad you live with her, not me. So, well, that's all I got, man. Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me too.
Well, as the saying always goes, go and check out the YouTube page if you like that. Have you looked on Anchor Any Hunter? See if we got any new locations.
Let me look real quick.
let's see. We got to come up with a fandom name. My sister was supposed to be on that one for me, but she been slacking. I'm gonna have to
She's
get on
dropped the
her.
ball.
Yeah, she's not earning her pay of nothing.
We've really kind of taken off here, folks.
Really?
All right. Here's our list of listeners now: Tennessee, Washington State, Massachusetts, Georgia, Texas, New Jersey, D.C., North Carolina, Alabama, Arizona, and Michigan.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of new states in there.
Wow. Yeah.
Dude, we're basically about to get a Spotify exclusive deal.
Heck yeah. And a bunch of the episodes have been, you know how we had different, like, some of them had been played a bunch and some of them hadn't been played really at all.
Yeah.
They're all just about the same level. Just like they're all about over 15 plays. So
sweet,
things
man.
are kind of leveling out. People are listening to all the episodes about the same these days.
That's awesome, man. So thank you all for listening. You know,
thank you.
Yeah, we're just trying to, like I said, let this just grow organically and just do what it's going to do. But that's awesome to see the space of listeners that we have, because I still don't think we're very good at this yet. But
no,
but you know, it's neat to see people liking it. So yeah, dude, keep listening, keep sharing. Check us out on Spotify if that's your thing, and we're on about every single streaming platform. I'm sure if you're listening, you already know that. Check out the Twitter page. That's where we post the new episodes and try to converse with you a little bit. So go follow us on there. Talk to us a little bit. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Any recent events or news or anything. We'll be happy to give our not very valuable insight on it. And yeah, just keep listening, keep sharing, promoting us, and yeah, I'll really, whenever things kind of level out at work a little bit, I'll take some time and really look into that print to order for shirts, because man, I had some people tell me just past couple of weeks that they'd like a shirt. So
sounds fun.
So we'll see what we can do.
I'd wear one.
Well, I would hope you would.
It'd kind of be awful of me to say I wouldn't.
I mean, this is your retirement, so I hope you would wear one of the shirts. But man, just a big strawberry candy right on the front of it.
That's what I want right there. Oh yeah.
But thank you all so much for listening. Yeah, like, share. No, don't do that unless you want to. But
only if you'd like.
Only if you like. We don't care. It's whatever. We do care, but we want to pretend like we don't. But
we appreciate your support in whatever form it takes.
Even if it's just moral.
I like that the best, actually.
Well, go like, share, and subscribe, please.
A firm pat on the back.
Well, a firm pat on the back doesn't pay the bills, Hunter.
Oh, well, sorry.
Thank you all for listening. We'll get this out to you in a timely manner. And Hunter, it's been good talking to you.
Good talking to you too.
Well, man, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Hunter.
Goodbye.